isn't quite as nice as the story we knew of sugar and spice. But a rainbow is easy once you get to know it, with the help of the magic of a Pegasus device. Now let's delve deeper into rainbow philosophy, far beyond that of Clydesdale's mythology. It's easy to misjudge that floating city with its alluring decor and social psychology, but with all great things comes a great responsibility, that of Clydesdale's being weather stability. How, you ask, are they up to the task? To which the answer isn't a simple facility.
An hour later, Scootaloo left the shower, having washed away most of her tiredness. How to spend time until the evening? Hang out with Orion? She looked absently into the now empty hallway. Other ponies had left much earlier, while she was relaxing her aching body under the stream of pleasantly warm water. Now she was feeling more or less all right. Scootaloo? She heard a thin voice. She turned around and saw a younger pony sitting at the wall. Yeah, that's me. What do you want? The young Pegasus stood up and walked up to her. I've been asked to pass you this note. He handed a piece of paper to Scootaloo. It's from one of the examiners, by the way. You are awesome today. Young Pegasus blushed a bit. I've never seen any pony fly like that before. You're the best, Scootaloo. I'm only in my first year, but someday I'll surely learn to fly like you. Well, good luck, said Scootaloo, taking the note. Just keep your ideal, that is me, in view, and you'll have it. She winked. When I become a Wonderbolt, come see the show, and you'll be the first to get an autograph. Really? Thank you. The Pegasus chirped and trotted away happily. Oh my gosh, I talk like her, Scootaloo thought, unfolding the note. West Clydesdale. The third cloud over the arcade. 3 p.m. R.D. She read the note with a cheerful smile. Yes! Finally I'm hanging out with Rainbow, Scootaloo exclaimed excitedly. I hope I got enough time to get there. Days pleasant like this were rare in Clydesdale. Rainbow Dash could remember that the last time it was this pleasant, it had been for the summer solstice celebration. It took a lot of effort to keep weather nice. The joy of sunny days for ones always meant days of hard work for others. But it didn't bother Rainbow Dash now. She lay blissfully on a cloud, basking in the summer sun. Her thoughts drifted far away from the tedious weather control routines. It was her day off today, up for the exam at the academy, where she was invited as a special guest. A contented smile showed on her face. Really? She just couldn't miss the most important performance for Scootaloo, her #1 fan. The sound of some pony landing nearby broke her reverie. Rainbow, panted the orange Pegasus. Rainbow cracked open an eye as she stretched herself out on the cloud. Hey, Scoot, what took you so long? The cyan Pegasus sat up, and the two friends clapped their hooves together. How's things? Is everything all right? Yeah, everything's hunky-dory. Scootaloo smiled and lay down the cloud next to her friend. Was I awesome today? I saw it in your eyes. I was awesome. Well, you kind of were, putting aside some minor faults. Oh, really? I thought I did everything perfectly. What was wrong? You overstrained. It was obvious. I think they'll take some points off for that. Rainbow looked at the somewhat saddened Scootaloo. But I bet you'll make it to the top 3 at least. Well, I just wanted to do my best, and you really did. Really. I'm proud of you, Scoot. Scootaloo smiled and looked away into the distance. She rarely had a chance to simply relax and admire the scenery. The world around looked more beautiful than ever from this height. One couldn't see all of its magnificence from the ground unless you were at the top of a mountain. A dark spot in the sky caught Scootaloo's eye. The Rainbow Factory, almost not visible from the city below, was in full view now, in its awful grace. Maybe I should tell Rainbow about my dream, thought the orange pony. She'll probably laugh at such nonsense, though. Only a silly filly like me could have had such a nightmare. You know, Dash, I was so nervous about the exam last week, I started having nightmares. Nightmares? Wondered Rainbow. Yes, or rather, a nightmare, but it was a really bad one. You want to tell me? Rainbow asked after a short pause. Well, yeah, but don't laugh too much, okay? This time it was much easier for Scootaloo to recount her dream, probably because Rainbow didn't interrupt her and listened very attentively, never once letting a smile on her face. When she finished, the blue Pegasus thoughtfully shook her head. So you say I was an insane monster in your dream? Dash asked playfully in a soft, sweet voice, and Scootaloo immediately felt guilty. And I was crunching your little fillies into some devil machine to extract spectra? Scootaloo nodded. And I came to hate your guts when you failed the exam? Yes, because I got to the Rainbow Factory and you had... Rainbow smiled. Come on, Scoots, I'd sooner bite off my own wings than ever hurt you, she exclaimed and gently tapped Scootaloo's nose. Tails up, my fan. I'd never come to hate you, even if you somehow managed to fail that exam. But I was absolutely sure you'd pass it. Really? Scootaloo smiled. Of course I was. You've been trained by the one and only Rainbow Dash, most awesome flyer in all of Equestria. You had no chance of failing. The orange pony burst out laughing. For sure. Thanks for everything. Never mind, Rainbow said nonchalantly. She remained silent for a few moments, when her face suddenly became serious, and then added thoughtfully, Your dream gives me an idea. What kind of an idea? Scootaloo raised her eyebrows curiously and worriedly. The blue pony pondered for a moment and replied, You know, we never have tours of the upper floor because we make our secret ingredients there. Our factory has so many competitors in other Pegasus cities, and everybody knows that our weather is just awesome. We don't want to lose our edge. She looked at Scootaloo intently and added, But I could arrange a private tour of the upper factory for you. What do you say? Really? You're kidding! The orange Pegasus's eyes went wide open. I'm absolutely serious, Rainbow smiled. So, do you agree? Me? Yes! Yes! Scootaloo bounced into the air in excitement and pulled off a double somersault. When? She asked when she landed on the cloud. Give me some time. Even I can't just go ahead and bring an outsider into the factory. The blue Pegasus thought for a moment. Give me 3 days, okay? I'll get in touch with you when everything's settled. All right, Scootaloo smiled and blissfully stretched out onto the cloud. Oh my gosh, Rainbow Dash is taking me on a tour of the most secret place in Cloudsdale. She trusts me completely. Realizing that her face in itself was far more pleasing than winning any competition, suddenly she heard that Rainbow was laughing. What? Asked the orange Pegasus. Oh, nothing. Just remembered an old dream of mine. One where Pinkie tied me to a table and started cutting me with a knife, torturing me with electricity, sawing off my wings and all that kind of stuff. Finally, she cut my belly open and ripped out my guts. What's so funny about it? Scootaloo said through clenched teeth. The excessive amount of detail made her sick. Well, when I woke up, I found myself all shaking, about to throw up. All thanks to Pinkie's special super-duper cupcakes by the newest recipe. Damn it, I was sick for a whole week. Scootaloo giggled at the thought of a green and wobbly Rainbow Dash, barely being able to drag her hooves. I wonder why we have these nightmares, the orange Pegasus said after a while. You about Pinkie wanting to dissect you, me about a factory where ponies are crunched into rainbows? Why do we have them? Well, Rainbow said lazily, if I didn't know that Princess Luna had returned to her former self, I'd say that Nightmare Moon had a hoof here. But who knows? Maybe it's the princess who entertains herself this way. She must have quite a wicked sense of humor, then, Scootaloo said with a grimace. I don't know, replied Rainbow. But anyways, you can't chalk up everything to baked bads eaten before sleep. Whoever dreams up these nightmares, that pony must be really crazy. Yeah, Scootaloo nodded. She snuggled down on the cloud, tucking her hoof under her head, and listened to Dash, who was contentedly humming to herself. Nightmares. What a ridiculous thing to be afraid of. It was late in the evening when Scootaloo returned to the academy, but Orion was still waiting for her on the bench near the entrance. The results had just been posted a few hours ago, and the Pegasus couldn't wait to tell the news to her friend. Just as Rainbow had predicted, Scootaloo didn't take the first place. However, she got the silver, and was noted as the fastest and most agile student. Orion, to his shame, got a rather low score. He would probably either have to repeat a year or get some tough job in the snow department. Though he didn't look very upset, Scootaloo understood what he was feeling and tried to cheer him up. Rainbow Dash invited me to a tour of the Rainbow Factory, she said in a conspiratorially quiet voice, and I think I'll get a job there. Why else would she invite me there? Sounds good, whistled Orion. I bet you get it. With your talent and grit, I'm sure you'll go far. And I will drag rain clouds around for the rest of my life and remember our days together in the academy. Don't say that. Everything will be fine, I'm sure. And I wanted you to know, wherever I go, and wherever you go, you'll always be my best friend Orion. Thanks, Pegasus smiled. So, when did you say that tour will be? In 3 days or so, she replied uncertainly. Well, I do for 3 days. Her study had officially ended, and she had nothing to do in the academy now. I guess I'll just stay at home. Gonna need some good rest after this terrible ordeal.
Fears and hearts come true in the Rainbow Factory, where not a single soul gets through. In the Rainbow Factory, where your fears and hearts come true. In the Rainbow Factory, where not a single soul gets through.